was enough. He hadn't seen her, but he'd heard. He went thinking, nah, not a chance. Nobody tough in there. Wales, no chance. Alright, they ended up in Ireland, alright, and they'd heard of this great warrior called Cuchulainn, alright, Cuchulainn, and Cuchulainn, that's the nickname, it means the king's bitch, basically, the king's dog, and the reason was because the king of Ireland, very powerful king, had a pet dog, alright, and Cuchulainn, he got the name Cuchulainn, accidentally slayed the king's dog, and forever afterwards he became the king's dog. Okay, now if you're a dog back in those days, they were at the front line of a battle always. That's what Cuchulainn had to do. That's how he became such a ferocious warrior, because he had to, otherwise he would be dead, and he'd done this for years. So Cuchulainn was the man to do this. Okay, so they offered him loads of wealth and the Isle of Skye if he wanted it. Alright, so Cuchulainn thought, well, it's only a giantess, why not, you know? So he came over with the men, and so as I say, he'd never seen Skahath before, and he went down to the warrior school, a bit of a swagger on, thinking, oh, this will be a piece of cake, just kick her ass and send her packing. And so he chaps on the door of the big warrior school. Skahath opens the door, but she'd just been out in the sun recently. She was looking mighty fine. She was looking mighty fine. And, you know, she was wearing one of those leather anyway. She was looking good. She was looking her best, and she had bulging muscles as well. Now Cuchulainn, who was expecting, you know, give her a couple of slaps and send her packing, she was stumbling over his words. And he goes, it's Skahath, it's Cuchulainn, I have come to join your warrior school. I've heard it's great. I've heard it's absolutely great. So that's what happened. She says, you come, we'll get you signed up for all that, show us what you've brought. Alright. So these two, because he's such a great fighter himself, they trained together. They trained together for months and months and months, about 6 months of training together. They're both learning new skills, new arts from each other. Okay, brilliant. They train for 12 hours a day, just fighting like mad. Okay, that's what they do. That's what they do. So they're quite content. But they're having a break one evening, okay, and a break from training, and they're walking through these parts, just right down by the river here. And beautiful night, sun's shining, sun's about to set. Now Cuchulainn suddenly sees that he's a wee bit vulnerable, and he remembers what he's here to do. Okay, so he lets us take a step ahead, and he goes to draw his sword. But of course Skahath, she's a warrior princess, she's no daft. As soon as she hears the metal coming from the sheath of his sword, you know, she's drawn her sword just as quickly. Okay, and these two start the greatest battle that's ever happened on Skye. They are at it, hammer and tong, sword on sword. The clash of these swords is just phenomenal, and it's gone on for hours and hours. They've been fighting for 12 hours a day for 6 months. Now this is a real battle which rages on for days. Now the local hear the commotion, and they start to gather round, probably sitting in places like this, and they're like, fucking hell, I've never seen fighting like this. This is amazing, this is absolutely stupendous. But this battle is going on and on and on. Half of them, you know, they're break, you know, I want to go home, get some dinner or something. And it's just going on and on and on. The two of them, just a perfect match for each other. No one's getting the upper hand. They're not even really getting tired. So the locals think, right, if Skahath beats Cuchulainn, then nobody is ever going to beat her. We'll be stuck with her forever, and she'll be hiding her hairy coos and drinking all her whiskey. We have to do something. We have to help Cuchulainn. Well, nobody was prepared to get anywhere near them, because they'd probably get sliced to death with a sword. So they came up with a plan. The plan was to go and collect the 12 white stallions. Okay, and these are big, beautiful horses. They're Skahath's babies, pride and joy. They march up to this hill here. They march the 12 horses all the way up to the top of that. Marks them all the way down to just to the edge of that cliff there. Okay, now Scahath can see this happening, and he tells her, he goes, Scahath, your horses. She's like, I'm no fool, don't pull the wool over my eyes, and he keeps battering out.